Hi everyone, welcome to the Let's Make Lemonade show with Sharon Ngugi. On today's episode, we're going to be interviewing a business owner who's amazing. She's the founder and CEO of Goody Store. It's a store that deals in home improvement and interior decor. And today she's going to be sharing about her journey in business, discovering herself, her passion, her purpose, and exactly how it's been for her. And finally, how she's managed to make lemonade out of all the lemons that life has thrown at her. And I hope that you guys are going to enjoy this episode, so please stay tuned for more of this. Guest is finally here with us, and we're just going to start with a little bit of introduction. She's going to tell us who she is, a bit about Goody Store, and then we're going to get to know her better. So take the show, please.
Hi, my name is Grace Kinya. I am the founder of the Goody Store, which deals with home improvement and interior decor.
Okay.
And I also have another beauty page. It's called Beauty Days KE. It's registered as Beauty Days Kenya, where we deal with organic beauty products like essential oils, face masks, hydrating face masks, and the likes, beauty gadgets and so on.
Wow. Okay. So have you always been a business lady, or is it a path you've found? Is it something you've always wanted to do since you were younger?
Well, I've never really been into business. I found myself in business.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you go through things, you go through life has a way of, you know, pushing you to do things you never expected you'd be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I just found myself in business.
And when was this? When did you start your first entrepreneurship business?
I started in 2014.
Okay.
Yeah, in 2014 I found myself jobless at that time. And then I was expecting a baby.
Wow.
So I was a bit concerned because, you know, children need money.
Yeah.
Yeah, to you know, to feed them, to clothe them. Yeah. Yeah, so that's when I started thinking of what I could do with my life. Yeah.
Actually, before we get to that point about you started thinking about what you could do with your life, right now during the coronavirus pandemic, so many people have found themselves jobless. Like you wake up one day, things are going on so perfectly for you. You think your family is catered for, your business is doing fine. Then all of a sudden you handed that letter. So for you, I don't know, probably your story is different. But I just want you to explain to people out there who are watching this video that there's life after you're finding yourself jobless, because for so many people they end up committing suicide. For so many people they get into serious depression. How was it for you that between that period before when you found yourself jobless to the point whereby you started your own venture? How was that for you?
It was very confusing. It was a very worrying period.
Yes.
Because prior to that, I had always had a job. I had always had an income.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
I have never. Before that, I was fully dependent, meaning that I wasn't depending on anyone to give me money. And then I just found myself, you know, just there. So it was a very confusing period. It was also very worrying considering that I was expectant.
Exactly.
Yeah, so so at that time I really needed to, you know, think fast.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, think of something I could do even with even with little to no capital. Yeah, so yeah, that's how I started.
Okay.
Actually, even during this pandemic period, because I am a part-time lecturer, I also found myself jobless. Yeah, because you know, after it was announced, and you know, no one is going to school, so we are basically not making money, because we make money when children are going to school. So when students are not going to school, we are not making money.
Yeah. Wow, that's really interesting. And I think let's get into Goody Store. First of all, why the name Goody Store? People would want to know, how do you go? Because I think for a business owner, one of the hardest parts is usually finding a name that would be catchy, a name that would build a brand that people want to associate with. So for you, how did you come up with that name?
Well, it's funny because you know, I wanted to deal with goods that are good.
Ah. Wow.
You know, goods that are practical.
Yes.
Goods that look good in a space, and they look good, and it's something that makes, you know, a space practical. Like, for example, this ottoman, for example, it's something that is so practical. You know, you can use it as a stool, you can use it as a seat, you can store things inside, you know, and it's something that is just nice to have in a space. So that's what I wanted.
Okay.
So lucky for me, when I just thought of the name Goody Goody, and then since it was going to be a store, I just named it the Goody Goody store.
Wow.
And when I went to register the name, it was available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a very unique name. Every time I think about it, I'm just like, how would you have thought about that? You know, it's very simple, but it's those simple things that you never think about.
Yeah.
You know, those things that
Yeah.
you know, but you know that you
Yeah.
don't know. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's a really good name. And how was it for you? In a space whereby people are now very conscious about their homes. Before, let's throw it back to like 20 years ago. Nobody was really bothered about such things. Like, you know, a house is a house. Let's go sleep, eat, and just live our lives.
Is chairs, a table,
Yeah,
a bed.
and a TV if you're lucky. But right now, people are very conscious about interior decor. People are very conscious about the spaces they're living in, offices they're working in. So, do you think it's a niche that? Do you think it's the right time for you to be in this business? And exactly how has it been for you so far?
It has been a journey, and it's still a journey. You know, when you get into business, you do business because there's a need for something.
Exactly.
You know, and there are very many people doing the same business as I am. But you for you to thrive in business, you need to do business where people need the product that you're selling. For example, actually, when I started the business, people didn't know they needed some of these things.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know you need something until someone shows you how practical it is for you to have what they're selling.
Yes.
For example, now what would I say? A few years back, people used to use vitambas, you know, to get things from the oven, to move sufurias, hot sufurias or hot pots from, you know, the jiko, and so on and so forth. But right now, there are so many other gadgets you can use instead of using vitambas, which are even economical for you, because for a kitamba, you'll use it, it will get burnt after like 2-3 months, and you'll need to replace it. So for me, doing business has been just introducing products that people didn't know they needed until they saw the practicality of, you know, how to use the product or the practicality of the product.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as a business owner, business can be quite something. It has days when you're, you know what, I have made the best decision. It has moments where you even doubt whether the path you're taking is sustainable for the long term. So I'd like you to tell us, what is one of your lowest moments as a business owner? And also, when you were starting out, you were saying that you were looking for a business that you could do with little to no capital. And capital is usually one of the greatest challenges that business owners have out here, especially young ones like yourself. So what exactly, let's start with the capital bit, then we get into what's one of your lowest moments as a business owner so far.
The capital was it was a big challenge.
Yes.
What I did when starting out, I didn't even have enough capital to even bring like 50 pieces per product. So what I used to do, I would bring like 10.
Okay.
You know, I bring 10, I sell the 10, I bring 10 more, I sell the 10 more, and then I always make sure I put, if I have spent like 10,000 to bring products, I make sure I don't touch that 10,000.
Wow.
So in the profit, I put a percentage of the profit to bring more products.
Wow.
So that's what I used to do.
Okay.
And you see, it has been gradual because I started in 2014. In 2014, I used to bring like 5, even 10 sometimes was a lot. I used to bring like 5 products. I wait for like a month for the products to get here, and then I sell them. And then now when I'm bringing products again, if I brought 5, I bring like 7 or 8. And then I wait again for the products to get here.
Yes.
As they are coming, I'm really marketing the products. I get the images from the suppliers.
Yes.
I market them.
Mm-hmm.
By the time they're getting here, I
Mhm.
sell them.
Okay.
I bring others. So that's it has been, a gradual growth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really love what you're saying, because many young people out here like to give the excuse of, I don't have capital, I'll wait until I gather enough capital for me to start the business. And I think Grace's story is very beautiful, because it reminds you that you can start with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the experiences where she's had to make lemonade out of all the lemons, because sometimes you have a big dream, but this big dream, you can't be able to finance it at that particular time.
Yeah.
So I think what you're saying is very critical, showing entrepreneurs out there, or aspiring entrepreneurs, that whatever you have, you can start with what you have and
Even
grow
1,000 shillings.
Exactly, please.
Even 1,000 shillings is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I remember still when I was working, I used to go to this open markets. And then I used to buy tops, this silk tops with 1,000 shillings. I buy like 5 of them and then I sell.
Wow.
I just walk around selling them.
Yes.
In the office.
Yeah.
In matatus. I tell my friends about it. It was crazy.
The struggle, yeah.
It was crazy. My sisters were my, they were my models.
Yes.
They would wear them and then we would just shoot photos with our phones.
Yes.
And market and sell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so even 1,000 shillings
can and will make a difference.
Yeah.
And there's something I really love about you. Every time you speak about business, you always tell me that, for lack of a better word, there is no pride in business. Like, as a business owner, you see how beautiful she is, but she was selling things in matatus. And I think that's another challenge that the young people are facing. People are like, now how will people look at me? What will they think about? Like, they see me in a matatu I'm selling things. How will they view me? What do you have to say about that?
You see, Sharon, everyone, as long as you step out of your door, everyone has an opinion about you. Your neighbors have an opinion about you. Strangers on the streets have an opinion about you. Maybe they think my hair is too white. Maybe they think who your style is.
Yeah.
Everyone has an opinion about you, and all those people who have opinions about you, they won't be giving you money for food every day.
Exactly.
They will not.
Exactly.
Even for that one day, maybe they won't. So you do you. Like me, I always I tell some of my friends, I'm a glorified hooker. Because that's what I do. Yes. Me, I sell stuff.
Yeah.
And me, I have no shame in, when you whatever you're doing, if you have shame in it, you can't make money out of it.
Wow. Okay.
You cannot. And if you think, I don't know, there are people who are made for office jobs. There are other people who are made for these other jobs. And all of them, I don't know, there's dignity in whatever you're doing. As long as you're doing honest work, as long as you're earning honest living, you need to have pride in what you're doing. Yeah.
Wow, that's really, really beautiful. And I'd like you to tell us about, are there moments where you've woken up and you've wanted to quit?
Oh my God, so many times.
And how do you keep moving? Even besides all these fears, because you see the thing about being employed is, you're always guaranteed that at the end of the month, no matter come what may, I know my salary will be, I've secured the bag. But for you as a business owner, how do you get past all these moments of fear, all these moments of anxiety, all these moments of people telling you, are you sure that will work out? You understand? So how do you wake up in the morning on days where you feel like, I can't do this anymore?
I don't know. I pray. I encourage myself. I just encourage myself. Because I have had so many, moments where I've felt like, Sasa, as in, this feels like another rat race, or maybe you feel like, man, yesterday was crazy. I didn't even make a sale. I've had so much of that. But I just encourage myself, because this is like a baby I'm nurturing. If I want it to grow to a point where, I don't need to wake up every day, I need to wake up now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I also want it to grow. I want to, employ someone and have someone, give someone that financial security, because not everyone can start a business.
Wow.
Not everyone is cut out for, business.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I think it's important you've mentioned that, because we live in a phase whereby social media has become a very powerful tool.
Mm-hmm.
And for so many people who are in employment, as people who are doing business, we can tend to be very vocal and abrasive, and you don't know who you're wronging in the you're brushing off the wrong way. But what you said is very important. You just need to know your path, know your purpose. Not everyone can be an entrepreneur, and that's okay. Because think about it, if we are all entrepreneurs, who will work for all these businesses? So whatever you're doing, as long as you're happy doing it, that's something that I really live by. As long as you're happy doing whatever it is you're doing, then keep doing it, keep doing you. So Grace, as a founder of Goody Goody Store, you consider yourself as an SME, right?
Yes.
How is it for you? Do you have structures going on? Because for most startup companies and most SMEs, the thing that they struggle with the most is having structures that will help their businesses, survive even when they're not there, or just basically, how do you have employees? How do you run your business on the day-to-day?
Well, I have an employee. And when I started, my business was just, let me call it Jokali. I didn't have any structures. I didn't have anything. I only had a notebook where I know I have this many things. When I sell something, I just write it down. So I know maybe this day I have set aside this amount. The money was going to my personal account, so I was just spending
using it.
Yeah.
It's your money anyway.
Yeah. So I think the structures just, they come with time.
Okay.
You learn and then you grow from what you learn from. Currently, I am more structured, let me say that.
Okay.
Because at least I have separated the personal account from the business account.
Nice.
I am using an accounting system, so at least it's easier for me. And I say structures really help because it's a huge headache, keeping track of things manually.
Yes,
you can. It's a big headache. Let me just say that. Yeah, and especially when you're growing, you're everything. You're marketing. You're the one selling. You're the one doing deliveries.
Yes.
You're the one doing practically everything. So structures really, really help. Also, another thing I have really come to embrace, these apps that make your life easy. Because doing business takes up a lot of time. Yeah, and for me, I am mostly online.
Okay.
So for all these apps, even if you're paying for them, just pay for them. If they're making your life easy, pay for it. It will save you a lot of headache.
Do you have an example? Because I'm sure people will be on the comment section asking, what kind of apps are you talking about?
There's someone who introduced me to an app which does auto posts.
Okay.
It auto posts. But of course you're paying for it. Some charge you $10, others charge you $20, others charge you
Okay.
Yeah. Some of them will ask for a whole year's payment. And I find such apps they isn't the burden for you. Because for example, like me who has many products, posting on a daily is really tedious. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of
mental.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for that one, you can just sit down on a Sunday. You schedule all your posts for the week, and then you just sit back. You're doing your own things. The app is posting for you. Another thing is like these accounting apps. There's QuickBooks, there's Sage, there's all these things. You can apply, you can pay for that. At least for that one, it's a one-time payment, unlike these apps. So you just use that. You put all your stock there. You do your accounting there. When you sell something, you make sure you're disciplined enough to do it on the app on the accounting app.
Software.
Yes. Yeah. So that now it keeps track of your money. You can see where your money is going. You can see which products are moving, which ones are not moving, and so on and so forth.
Wow, that's really helpful information. And even as we're about to conclude, I'd like us to speak about two things. I'd want us to speak about being a woman in business. I think it's been a topic that's been at the top of mind of many people lately, and I'd want you to tell us how that has been for you. Have you experienced certain challenges just because you're a woman in business, or have you experienced certain favors because you're a woman in business? Then after that, we'll get into savings. I really want us to sensitize the importance of savings, especially right now. With all that's happening in our world, more people are woke right now about savings. And for many people who are living life as if there's no tomorrow, especially the millennials, you're like, hey, I'm making 100,000. Let me slash all of that on just living the good life. I want us to speak about savings from your perspective, especially as a business owner. Because it's easier saving when you're in employment. You've been in employment before, and you understand as an employee, you can structure your income in such a way that every single month this money is going towards your savings. So how do you do it as a business owner? And basically just advise the young people out there about saving.
Let me start with the challenges. One of the biggest challenges I have faced is no one is willing to give you information on anything. Not the men, not the women.
Yes.
So maybe someone knows where to get the products. Of course, you're doing the same business. I always say we are 40 million Kenyans.
Yes.
You cannot satisfy that market alone.
Yes, that's true.
And then in Kenya we have 47. How many counties? 47.
Yes.
47 counties. You cannot satisfy the needs of one county alone.
That's true.
And then again, you cannot. I don't think it's as joyful being prosperous alone. But now sometimes especially when you're doing sourcing, and sourcing is very tedious, it's very time consuming. You want to get good quality products. You want to sell the good quality products at a good price.
Yes.
And there are people who've gone ahead of you in this in the industry. No one is willing to give you this information. You ask them, they'll just, they will take you around in circles. They will tell you they spent money on air tickets to go there to get that contact. So they can't give you that contact. If they give you information, maybe they will give you information of someone who is selling the products expensively, or who is selling the products at who is selling poor quality products. It's really challenging. So that is the biggest challenge. The other challenge is capital. I know there's the government had rolled out many things like the Wezo Fund, the Youth Fund, the Fund for Women, but getting that money,
it's an uphill task.
It's an uphill task. Yes. I have been there.
Yes.
For you to get it just has vikwazo vingi. So capital is what it's a very big challenge. On savings, for savings you need to discipline yourself. I remember when I was in my first job, I used to get my salary and I used to spend. Because I know anyway in another 30 days I have the money. So I used to spend, I never used to save. Kabisa. So one day my mom called me and she told me, if I used to spend a lot on shoes. So she told me, if you ever want to save, when you want to buy something, buy it. Kama ni viatu, if it's shoes, buy in all colors. If you say you want this pair, don't just buy one pair. Buy all colors.
Okay.
Until you satisfy that thing of just spending on shoes.
Okay.
After you have spent and you've bought and you're satisfied, you'll be able to save.
Was she sarcastic or she was genuine?
No, she was genuine.
Okay.
And the next month I did that. I bought now because I buy shoes a lot. I used to buy shoes a lot at that time. So I saw a shoe I wanted in a shop in town just after payday, and then I told that guy, show me all the colors. And then he showed me all the colors. And I bought that shoe.
Wow. In all colors?
In all colors.
Wow.
I bought in blue, in all colors that
Yes.
I wanted. I
Yes.
bought in blue, I bought in black and white, I bought
Wow.
in brown.
Okay.
And then, now, that shoe, you know, I don't have a reason to buy that shoe again because I have it.
Yes.
If it's a bag, I used to go and I buy just the bag I want in all colors. And you know, once you have satisfied your craving in spending, that's when you can save. So for me, that is what worked for me.
Okay.
You know?
Wow.
And most times, you spend because, you know, you want to buy something, but you don't have enough money at that time. Why not just buy that thing at once
and forget about it?
Okay.
I've never really thought about it like that. That's a really interesting way of
that
thinking.
really helped me, by the way. I should tell my mom thank you
Yeah.
for that. Yeah, another thing I did for myself is just, you know, put aside money for entertainment. So I know maybe, of course, a month has like 4 or 5 Saturdays, 5 weekends. So I know this weekend and this weekend and this weekend we'll be having something happening. So I just put money aside for those events. And then I tell myself strictly this other money is for savings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's some of the things that I've been doing that have really helped me in saving.
So basically having a budget.
Yes.
Like there's no way you can operate effectively if you don't have a budget. Because as Grace has said, there are many times you'll walk into a store and you will see something and it will call you. You won't even look for it, like it will just call you. So once you have a budget, and don't be selfish about your budget. I think that's very critical.
Yeah.
What she said about entertainment is, as a human being, you want to reward yourself for all the hard work you put into, you know, if it's business, if it's that job you have. So every time you're doing your budget, ensure that you allocate a certain amount of money that you can use for entertainment or just basically treating yourself. Yeah. It's very important.
Or maybe when you say, if you're in business, once I hit this target, I use X amount to spoil myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's good.
It even
That's
encourages
good
you
to work hard. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Grace. Even as we are concluding, I'd want you to tell us, in a nutshell, how have you managed to make lemonade? Because at the end of the day, all these challenges we've spoken about, you are still here, you're still thriving, you're still pushing on at the end of the day. I want you to encourage someone out there who's watching this video that, you know what, business is this and this, but at the end of the day, there's a silver lining at, you know, around that dark cloud. I also want you to speak about the most fulfilling things about business and just making lemonade out of all those lemons that life has thrown at you.
Now, for me, I am a Christian. So I always put God first. When I wake up in the morning, I pray for everything. I pray for my business. I pray for my shop. I pray for, you know, my employee. I pray for myself. You know, the Bible says, there's a verse in the Bible that says God hates faulty weights and measures.
Wow.
So I also try and, you know, put godly principles in my business.
Wow.
I don't want to be overcharging people for products just for the sake of, you know, making a huge profit margin. You know, it's not fair. So I always pray about that and always tell God to give me the drive to go on. Because sometimes you wake up and you're not feeling it.
Yes.
You're not feeling the business vibe. You're not feeling like, you know, selling. You don't feel like talking to people. Yeah. Sometimes you encounter, you know, very problematic clients.
Yes.
Yeah, you need a lot of patience to deal with them. You need a lot of understanding because maybe even this other person, you know, encountered someone who, you know, spoils their day. So I always put God first and I trust God.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
He's the one who gives us all these ideas. He's the one who will tell you, you know, he's the one who's going to push you to do this and not this. Yeah, he's the one who's going to make people come into your life for a reason at that time. Yeah.
So basically what you're saying is that's your golden rule. Like that's the thing that's been keeping you going.
Yeah.
That's how you make lemonade out of all the lemons that life throws at you.
Yeah, I mean, I put God first. I trust in God. I pray for my business. I pray for my clients.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really good. And finally, what words of wisdom do you have for all the people watching you out there, how just tell them something that they can be left with even as we conclude this interview today.
Everyone is good at something. Like I said before, not everyone can be a business person. We have software engineers who have to be in an office. We have electricians who have to go around, helping us, light up our lives. We have the mama mbogas who have to be there to feed us.
Exactly.
So if you're doing something, do it to the best of your ability. Yeah, just be the best at what you're doing. Yes.
Thank you so much, Grace, for joining me on this show today. It was a beautiful show. I really loved you telling us your story about business and the challenges you faced. I think she's a reminder that every single day of your life you'll be thrown at so many lemons. Like every day you wake up, there's a new challenge that you have to take up. But the beauty about life is that when life throws those lemons at you, you have to get up, keep moving, and make lemonade out of those. So I really hope that you've listened to her. I hope that her story will make you a better person. And at the end of the day, the thing that matters the most is you being the very best version of yourself. No matter what it is you're doing, whether it's business, whether it's that job, whether it's being a full-time mom, whether it's being a full-time dad, it's up to you. Whatever it is you're doing, make sure you do your best at it. It's either all or nothing. Thank you so much for watching this show. I hope that it's blessed you. Please stay tuned for more amazing episodes of Let's Make Lemonade with Sharon Ngugi. Till next time, goodbye.